Join Dalton and Jacob as they discuss the ever-changing world of trading card games. TCG Buzz starts now.
Hello everyone and welcome to TCG Talk. This is definitely not the second time we had to do the intro because I messed it up the first time. This is TCG Talk, and today we are talking about Digimon. It's almost like it's the only thing we cover these days.
Well, hey, it's new, it's hop, it's hippin', it's like it's 1990 all over again.
I really love the new Digimon card game. That's why we are going to take our love for the Digimon card game and combine it with one of our other great loves, predicting things. So we're going to take some time to predict what the future of the Digimon card game is going to look like. Now, before we do that, plug us.
Yeah, so we got that wonderful sponsorship from TCG Players, so go ahead, check out in the link in the description below for that nice affiliate code for all your shopping needs. And yeah, let's
yes, please use our link. These lights are very expensive. I haven't seen my family in weeks because I can't pay the electrical bill. Anyways, I'm being stupid.
That's why you're growing out your hair.
Yep. So specifically, we're going to be looking at Digimon in the distant future of exactly 1 year from now. I'm not saying the exact date because I have no idea what day this video is going out on. But, so exactly 1 year from today, what is the Digimon card game going to look like? And we have a couple different predictions we've made. Just a few.
Yeah.
But we're going to go in a sensible order.
Yeah.
Starting with the most sensible predictions we have.
Yeah.
And then go into the crazy shit.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start us off with the first one?
Yes. Bondi. I love you. I love Super. And I love Digimon. But why is short printing and just
it's short printing. The actual thing.
Like just in general, just keeping stock in stores in general is an issue. This has not been a new issue in any of your games. This keeps going on and on.
Hey Bryce, this isn't supposed to be a rant episode. That's next week.
Well, that's fine because we're going to take the time right now for me to exercise my hatred for like 30 seconds.
This is what happens when we let him off his leash.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so we have two separate points here. First, we're going to talk about short printings. Short printings, we both agree, are going to continue to be a thing. Now, how bad are short printings in Dragon Ball Super, since I have not played it in well over a year now?
It has gotten better, but it's still a very blatant issue, especially with draft boxes. And thank God, from the most part, that they're going to discontinue draft boxes. Thank the Lord. But it is still a problem when they are... Those cards that they release, especially tournament promos, are so crucial to your deck. And especially the way this past year has been trying to get them. So it is harder to get them because of the lack of stores allowing you to get participation packs. You crack less packs, less product in. The demand is still up there, so it artificially inflates the card to high water.
So, particularly, we're talking mostly about short printing in actual booster sets.
Yes.
For example, I bought an entire case of Set 1.0 when they did the special pre-release thing in November, right?
Yeah.
I bought an entire case, and I'm like, first and foremost, I'm really looking forward to playing Rust Tyrannomon. In our entire case, that's 12 booster boxes, we pulled one.
Hey, at least you one-upped it with one more Piedmon, so you have two Piedmon.
Yeah. For whatever reason, and I've seen some boxes do just fine with those two, but of all the data I've looked at from multiple people's cases, there is a deliberate short printing on Rust Tyrannomon and Piedmon.
Omnimon was more expected, but that one's a lot more wishy-washy because I've seen them in 3 boxes, full play set. This case, only 2.
The only 2 I'd be confident about are those 2, Piedmon and Rust Tyrannomon.
Yes.
And it's really, really obvious and blatant in this case. And I'm not used to that with card games. Most card games I play don't do that to really any degree. But the only game I played heavily in the past that was really into it was Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Got it real bad.
Yep. They want your money.
Unfortunately, because I think the boxes are at a semi-reasonable price, even though some people say they're a little overpriced, but they're quite generous with the pulls. Because the pulls are generous and because demand's so high, the biggest way they get people to crack boxes versus buying singles is short printings, which sounds counterintuitive, but you'd be surprised how many people out there say, oh, I just need one more of this, might as well grab another box. And I'm like...
Well, it also doesn't help, too, when people are also trying to get in the game, but then you have 10 people walk in, buy like 9 cases in between all of them or something like that, and then the other 20 people come in and they go, well, I'm sorry, we have nothing to offer you. No
So that's
starter
issue
decks,
number
nothing.
2, supply in general.
Which ties in with the previous.
So your prediction is that the supply issues currently affecting the game will continue.
Yes.
Okay? My prediction on this one, we're splitting here, is that supply issues will no longer be a problem.
Well, I would certainly
This
hope
is the
so.
one area where you and I completely disagree.
Yes.
Yes. So why do you think they'll continue?
Because Bondi, as a company, say, yeah, we'll do this and that, and it's usually false until proven otherwise. Super, this was a blatant problem with. And it's still a problem. It's not as bad as it used to be, mind you, but look at Protector of the People. That is a staple negate for any deck playing black, especially black decks. They need to run 3 of it, bare minimum. And the only way to get it is in the draft box that, guess what, everybody already bought out, was short printed, and because everything going overseas, they can't accommodate everybody, especially with the world events going on right now. Guess what? Out of 48 boxes, we only got 12. 12. That is absurd. I mean, the pull rates didn't help any, but still.
All right, this isn't a ranting episode. We're trying to stay fun and positive, buddy.
It's just...
I think the stock issues are going to be fixed, at least for the most part alleviated. Particularly, we've seen massive success for the game at local game stores, which encourages them to, and now that there's a healthy player base at them, you know, they'll know what to order, which was a big issue. Plus, I do think within even the next couple of months, we'll see the beginning of the game being sold at major retail outlets, which is something that Dragon Ball Super did quite early on in its lifespan.
Yes.
And I totally see the same thing happening for Digimon. And that significantly helps with stock.
Especially bigger retailers like Walmart or Target.
Yes. Especially, like, it's so easy to just go, oh, my local game store is sold out of something. Let's go check Target, you know. And, you know, they're not always going to have what you want, but them having anything is a plus.
I mean, if you're really lucky too, Barnes & Noble off like the off end, but that's like really sketch.
So our next prediction has nothing to do with us complaining about those things.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting one. And I think it's most interesting because you and I both felt it safe to put this in the easy, no-brainer prediction category.
Yes.
Nobody's going to play MultiColor decks anymore.
And part of the reason too is that we're already seeing in like the set 4, well, at the time, you know, reveals, as I like to call it, is that we're already getting very strong multicolor Digimon that support branching off into different evolutions. Like you're getting Shakumon, who supports blue and yellow. You're getting Rise Greymon, red and yellow, for both a yellow and a red version. That's crazy. And they're both really good. They're all good, in fact.
The big thing here, though, is just how the game fundamentally works. Because of the memory system, it's so flexible that it allows you to not really worry about getting screwed with it. The only exception is with your Digi-Eggs, but you can get around that so easily. But
I mean, RNG is a little part of that, but that's any game.
Chrono Clash got around that by mandating that you played 2. That was their fix. This game doesn't have that. Mm-hmm. So I think we'll see the vast majority of decks will be 2 colors, probably leaning more towards one with the other kind of splashed in for specific cards.
Yeah.
But there's really no incentive to not play multiple colors.
Right. It won't be like a direct down the middle split unless you're like some weird Rookie Rush kind of deck, or you just can't decide where you want to go. But in a competitive scene, we are going to see a lot of, it's going to be 80% one color and you're splashing the other color. Even if we're already doing it now with like Puppet Man in your purple deck, just because you need to buy a turn. Or if you're struggling with life, you just flop in Magna Dramon, and then you're like, well, I have 2 more life now.
I could totally see green being slid into things as an engine because of its amazing, not necessarily draws, but searching.
Well, and not only
from
that,
the top X cards.
green, I can argue, is the second strongest color right now because of all the toolboxing it does. And will continue to be like a top 3 colors of the game, even in the future, because they're already fundamentally sound, and the more support they get anyways, only adds layers to that.
So we're now moving from the easy stuff to predict to the medium category. We went from mild to medium salsa. These are the
Oh, wait until we get to the Diablo sauce, boys.
These are the these are reasonable to think, but not necessarily guaranteed things.
Right.
So first of all, Bandai will introduce parallel foils for commons through rare cards. There will be a randomly inserted chance of getting them as holographic cards.
Right.
This is something that most card games do, but not all. Like Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't do randomly inserted foils.
No, it's guaranteed now at this point. They stopped doing that after.
No, I'm saying for your commons. Like, you can't just randomly open a pack and go, this common's in foil. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't do that. Games like Magic do that.
They only do that,
Pokemon
though, for
does
like
that, even though
packs.
Pokemon's reverses are the worst thing I've ever seen. But it's fairly common. Most of Bushiroad's games do it.
Add in for the common thing for Yu-Gi-Oh, though, they do foils of it, but only in the ultimate packs, like your tournament packs.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Right.
I think the most key one to look at is Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super launched without.
Yes.
It was set 3. Yeah, set 3 that introduced parallel foils for
you and I
servers.
both know why we both hated that set.
There are a lot of reasons, but
but that was one
flutes
good thing.
are one of them.
Yeah, but it brought in one good thing, and that was foils to bling out your decks.
Yes, and I think first of all, I think the Digimon card game aesthetically, with its rares and higher, are some of the best I've ever seen in any card game, period. So I'd really look forward to that. And I think that's going to be a great selling point. Once the game inevitably dips a little bit in the hype factor after things die down and quiet down a little bit, that'll, be there to push back up.
Although, to add a little more to that, I feel like it's going to get negative reception at first because the following's not going to be quite to like somebody's liking. Like, I don't like the stupid like sticker foil it looks like where it has the stupid checker pattern on
I don't care what they are as long as they don't warp.
Yeah. Thanks, Wizards.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
All right, so for our next one, this is kind of even going back to something we talked about earlier, but just looking at where the game's at, we can easily project that Tekken cards are going to get more and more prevalent. Mm-hmm. And the specific prediction is that there will be Tekken cards so powerful and so easy to splash into any deck that every deck will run them.
I mean, Gaia Force is already on its way to being that. Flower Cannon is already insane.
And they don't even have to be option cards. There will be plenty of Digimon like that.
Malomyotosmon could actually
of how
be that
flexible the game is. No, I think there are going to be ones that aren't released yet.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah, there are going to be ones released that are so powerful that it is now literally impossible to run a deck without this card.
Right, like Malomyotosmon is already borderline there, on top of like...
You crazy IMO.
Oh, no, I love Malomyotosmon. But I mean, like, also Imperial Dramon you could view as like a Tekken. If you really wanted to, like Alteras, Omnimon. We're already on that path.
The thing is, it's so easy to hard cast things that if the effects are powerful enough, they will always be justified.
Right.
I think the standout example for a Tekken still is Puppetmon, and he's great. Now, just imagine what I'm thinking here with this is we will have Puppetmons on crack.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there will be cards that are just like, I do not care if I see this card, it gets hard cast always 100% of the time, slap down onto the field, and it does a thing, and the opponent can't do anything about it.
As in for fun, I feel like there's going to be a Digimon that's going to be a 15 cost that only has an on-play skill that says, if this card is played, delete all of your opponent's Digimon. And you can't attack for the turn. It'll
be an Omnimon.
Oh, absolutely. It would be like Omnimon's Wart Defeat or something.
So we are now going to move on to category number 3. This is the spicy stuff. These are our crazy meme picks. These are the things that we're going to look back at a year from now when we do an inevitable check-in to see how right we were and say, what were we thinking? Or, okay, good meme guys. They probably won't happen, but we kind of want them to. First, Angela Anaconda will get her own Digimon.
No.
I want it so bad, man. You don't even know. To be clear, that is the least likely out of the 3 by far. Yeah, there's 3 that we have. But this one is the least likely by far. But it's worth including for the meme value alone. I want it. No other comments. We don't have anything to say about that. We just threw it out there and said, take it as you will. Next. This one's kind of fun.
Yeah.
We will have jumbo-sized cards introduced like Chrono Clash had. Possibly in an extra deck, probably in an extra deck. Do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, probably so. It was like, here's an ultimate deck, now all silver foil, and here's the jumbo cards that go with it.
Ooh. See, the thing with it is, I don't know what mechanic would justify it. You know, we already got all our Digivolve forms, you know. And
it'd probably be like a world enchantment kind of thing. Like, here's a terrain that affects both players.
Nah. They're going to be hyper mega Omnimons. But yeah, that's what I think. I do think in this crazy prediction here, we'll get jumbo cards like Chrono Clash. And to be clear, I'm not saying that's a good thing. Also, I'm not saying I seriously think it'll happen. I'm just throwing it out there. So if Bandai makes the bad decision to make it happen, I can say, see, none of you believe me. For our last prediction, before we get into another prediction hype thing, is kind of a weird one. This is in the crazy tier list. What is it?
Yeah. Oh my god, I have to look at
my I got you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just felt I was talking too much.
My bad.
I was bringing them all up.
But no cards will be banned. I don't think so.
None?
None.
None.
And here's why. Even though Rookie Rush looks bad now, we're already getting cards, like 2 of them, that wipes your opponent's board.
I don't think Rookie Rush is realistically going to be a problem long term.
Not long term, no. It's only a problem now because it's growing pains, the game is new, and they're like, okay, we need to
do
something.
You guys may take it to understand that because we put this in the crazy tier, it does mean that if we had to place our bets, we do think cards will be banned by this time next year.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
it's just what Bondi does.
It is exactly what
that is Bandai in a nutshell, bruh.
Here comes Flute again. Boop, 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 boop. Oh man, it'll just be DBS Sit 3 all over again.
Yeah. Urza Saga, here we go. What do you think if you had to pick? I'm going to say it's going to be a Tamer card is going to be the first card broken.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what Tamer is it going to be?
It's honestly going to be multicolor.
No, what character?
Honestly, it would probably be like a Hacker's Memoir kind of thing. The weird...
Ooh, a tie-in to Cyber Sleuth?
Yeah, like the one creepy guy that becomes the Mother Ether. Like Digivolve into a Mother Ether without paying its cost.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a Tamer card of the Dark Ocean.
The Dark Ocean.
Okay, now for our last thing for this, we're just clearly having some fun here. So don't take these too seriously.
Please start us off if you will.
what we're going to do is each one of us is going to give our own prediction for what the best deck of the format will be a year from now. And they're both stupid.
I can't keep a
But
straight face.
it'll be so funny if either of us are... Neither of these are likely, to be clear. We're just memeing. All right, Bryce, go ahead. Pitch your deck.
All right, hear me out. Bandai loves promoting multicolored stuff, right? Okay, but hear me out. What if 6-color Lucamon?
Wait, 6-color?
Yeah, we're going up a step.
Okay.
Yeah,
6 colors.
I forgot there were 6 colors in this game.
So it's going to be all colors, and why Lucamon?
Lucamon because he revolves around his little caregivers, I like to call them. We already got Lilithmon in the game. We already got I think that's the only Shadow Lord we have. We're still waiting on Barbarian Mon, Levimon, also known as Captain Crunch.
What's the deck going to do? Just swarm out all 6 colors, then play him and win on the spot?
It would honestly be like these Digimon cannot attack, but they also help reduce the cost of your Lucamon by whatever.
So he's Progenitus.
Yes, he would
Just
have
a big boy with
he
all
has
the
to be
costs.
just astronomically expensive.
Sweet. Are you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Hear me out. What I think is going to be the best deck of the format a year from now, and we're not specifically talking English format or Japanese format or whatever. It's just whatever. Red, blue, yellow, Shoutmon, Fusion Turbo Toolbox.
I love it.
Yup.
It would be right up Bondi's alley.
So you just got to play Shoutmons, and then you fuse them with things from the deck for OP abilities.
This definitely does not sound crazy at all the more you say it, because it's like
You know
Bandai's
what?
already done stuff like this.
You know what? The more I think about it, I think I'm right. You're right in saying I'm right.
See, I'm overreaching here. I'm
Yes.
only hopeful. That just sounds like something they would just be like, oops, and then this is bad.
And I think a year is enough time for them to get through all the other fan favorite stuff to give a dedicated Shoutmon set.
Yeah.
You know, really focus on Fusion in set 7 or set 8 or whatever, and then make the Shoutmon engine go burr.
Yeah. Like,
By the way, future Jacob, when you're watching this to see how close we were, yes, you will cringe at me saying go burr, because that'll be stale, so past stale, it'll have turned to dust.
dead meme.
Yeah. Oh, it's already pretty dead, so imagine then. Yeah, that is everything on our list. More than anything else, we'd love to know your guys' predictions. Especially, I want to hear your crazy prediction for what the best deck of the format will be a year from now. And what do you think of our predictions? Are some of them stupid? What will the Angela Anaconda card?
Bruh. Hear
Question
me out.
is, will she be a Digimon or will she be a tamer?
Yes.
Dual card.
$50 on it right now. Right now.
All right. I'll take you up on that bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is photo evidence, okay?
All right. I hope you guys had a good time. We've got tons more Digimon content coming out, so make sure to subscribe and like this video. You guys know all that stuff. And yes, TCG player, buy some cards, and you'll support us. It won't cost you a dime, and you can help us keep the lights on. And I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening to TCG Buzz. New episodes can be found on tcgbuzz.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For box openings, deck profiles, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.